You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin.
What is going down, guys? What is going down? This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the show. If you're into anime, nerd culture, and most importantly, video games, guess what? You come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode 417, and let's begin the show, guys. Now, I want to start with some anime not necessarily anime shows, but some anime news. I'm going to segue into some Fallout, also some Halo and Ninja Gaiden 4, and also Outer Worlds 2. So that's the basic glimpse you guys are going to get on this episode. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the anime stuff. Didn't have a chance to watch any anime. I've been really busy these last 3 weeks. Real busy, guys. I've had doctor's appointments and checkups, and I still have a dentist appointment I just been crazy. I wanted to, take care of all that at once, get that shit out the way so I can get back to normalcy in my life, guys, and get back to doing what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But anyway, let's get into some anime news, guys, and movie talk a little bit. I did have a chance to go catch Black Phone 2. Me and my son went to go watch it this past week, and I have to say it was definitely everything I thought it would be and more. Okay. And the movie is 2 hours long. So it really picks up the second half. Right. And I'm not saying that the first half is bad. I'm just saying that as far as, I guess, action, it goes full effect in the second half. But leading up to that, they did a very good job giving you those breadcrumbs, kind of leading you into what's been going on since the last movie. There's like a short time skip. I don't know how many years. I want to say a few years, 2 or 3 years it was the time skip. So I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to say anything and make a mistake. But if you saw the first movie, which we also saw at the theater, I highly recommend this one. If you're a fan of the first one, you're definitely going to like this one. And it ended on a perfect note. That's all I'll say. I won't say anything else. Go watch it. It's out in theaters now. Okay. Now, with that out of the way, I want to talk One Punch Man. One Punch Man. And man, it's not good, guys. It's crazy right now. And corporate greed is everywhere. There's no way to escape this greed. I don't care if you're a gaming company. I don't care if you're a movie company. I don't care if you're an anime company, I guess. Now that I'm looking at that, apparently the director of One Punch Man season 3 has quit. Apparently he's been getting bombarded with fans and hate mail and everything else in between, guys, over the crazy beginning of season 3. Now, I have not watched it yet. I told you guys earlier that I want to wait for it to finish before I watch it. But guys, I don't know if I should make that move anymore. I really don't. Is it even in my best interest to watch One Punch Man season 3? Listening to everybody in social media, it's no. It's a big no. Apparently, all of this is coming from the lackluster, poor production of this season 3, guys. And last week or a week before that, there was some news out there, and everybody was talking about it. And apparently, Bandai Namco is funding this thing. Okay, they're in charge here. They've taken over, and basically what they've done is they've cut corners. They've cut oxygen from the people who are trying to make this. In other words, the budget that they have been given to work with has been trash. Okay, they have a very small budget to work with, and that is the problem. And that's why it's sucking so bad, apparently, guys, because even the director stated earlier, hey, guys, I'm going to do the best that I can do for this series with you guys. But, we have limited resources, so I'm going to do the best I can do with what I have. OK, and apparently it's just not enough. He's probably looked at these numbers. He's probably looked at where this is going and said, I can't be associated with this any longer. Right. And I can guarantee you that the rest of the season is going to be probably worse if this is the case. And when you have companies that cut you out under the legs, guys, they cut you out, you don't have anything to work with. Like, what are you supposed to do? If I told you right now, hey, man, I want a glass of Kool-Aid right now. OK, I want a glass of pink lemonade flavored Kool-Aid. And you come back with, a glass full of pink liquid. I drink it and I spit it out. I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on? We don't have any sugar. Our budget won't allow us to purchase sugar. So I did the best I could. I added the mix and I added the water. Guys, this is what One Punch Man season 3 is looking like. OK, and they're not going to be able to spread their wings and fly if they don't have a budget. And this is where the corporate greed comes into play. They're trying to make as much money. They're trying to skim as much as they can. They're trying to choke out every resource they possibly have at their disposal, guys, in the interest of money alone. OK, and I'm surprised at Bandai Namco for this. I really am, because, they're a gaming company as well. That's what I know them for, a publishing company. This is kind of looks to me like they're spreading their peanut butter a little too thin here. They're trying to do too much. They need to just pick one sector and just kind of go there. I think they're out of touch. They have to be, because they're definitely out of touch with the fans, because, guys, we don't get a season 3 for years. It's been years. I want to say 4 or 5 years since we had the last season. One Punch Man fans are waiting. They're rubbing their hands together like Birdman. They're anticipating a great season 3, which, if you are aligning it with the manga, which I have not read, but I've just heard great things about, that this is supposed to be some of the best stuff that is coming out for the fans, right? In anime form. And to get what we have gotten so far is a travesty. It's diabolical. As someone who loved season 1 and season 2 and was really, really looking forward to season 3, I've talked about it before throughout the podcast, guys, where I mentioned, like, where the hell is season 3? Why is it taking so long? And that's what you're getting a lot now with these anime. You're getting, spaced out seasons. You can no longer expect a season 2 after a season 1 anymore. I'm still waiting on 86 to come back, if they're even going to make it, right? And if you're an anime fan and you know about 86, you know what I'm talking about here. If you know, you know. But stuff like that, guys, okay, where they'll put out an awesome product and then you think, oh, yeah, season 2 should be coming right up. No, and there's nowhere to be found. Everybody's cutting corners. Everybody's pulling back. And when you're dealing with anime in the anime field and the anime market, guys, anime is not easy to make. Anime takes a lot of work. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into animating, especially if you're talking about good animation. That's why I always praise Studio Ufotable, the people who has done Demon Slayer. Those guys they're some of the best out here, guys. High quality all the way around. Okay, every frame that is drawn is just liquid gold. This is what a lot of people don't understand when we talk about anime, like what goes into it. Like if you go behind the curtains and see how much work goes into this production and making stuff, guys. I remember when Dragon Ball Super first came out. I mean, God, it was horrendous. It was terrible. I was ashamed to be a Dragon Ball fan after watching that shit. because I'm like, do you guys even care about your product? Like I said, one thing about anime, you're going to know what studios care and what studios don't. And apparently Bandai Namco doesn't give a flying fuck about One Punch Man, let alone season 3. And the proof is in the pudding, guys. You have the director walking away. I'm sure that director had ideas. I'm sure he had a way he wanted to deliver this. And he looked at that budget and he wasn't going to be able to get what he wanted. Not even close, because he's leaving. He doesn't want to be associated with this. He sees that it's a falling, crumbling pile of shit and he doesn't want it anymore. He doesn't want to be associated with it. So he got out quick. Okay. And I hope he comes out later and explains, verbatim, like what really went down. But I guarantee you it's somewhere in that ballpark. And this is just another story of another, money hungry company that doesn't give a fuck about fans, right? They just care about that bottom line. And a lot of these companies are going to learn real quick. You better stop fucking with certain people out here and certain fans, because they'll sink your fucking battleship. And I for one, condone every last one of, these angry fans, because I'm a One Punch Man fan myself. So there's nothing sweet about this. And so, this is universal shit. This is universal shit, guys. Okay. And it's sad, because this just shouldn't be happening. I'm depressing myself. Let me get off. Let me just stop talking about this shit and move on. But that's some sad One Punch Man news right there. I'll definitely keep you guys posted. I have still not seen an episode, and I'm going to wait and see where this goes. It's going to be crazy. Hopefully, last thing I'll say before I move on, hopefully this is a lesson to other animation studios out here, and they're taking notes and they're watching this very closely. And I hope the fans really let these fuckers know what time it is out here. Okay. And I'm a fan of Bandai Namco as far as the gaming sector is concerned. I like a lot of the shit they've published. It kind of breaks my heart to know that these guys are out here pulling out warm butter on One Punch Man fans. Anyway, let me get off of that. Let's move on down the line, shall we? And let's talk about Fallout. Okay. Fallout recently had an annual event, which they call Fallout Day, which is always every October 23rd. And they gave us some news. Now, a lot of people are upset because they were expecting one thing and they got something else. Okay. And here's what some of the stuff we got here. I think, when is it? I want to say November 10th, we have a Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, and it comes with all 6 expansion packs. It also comes with over 150 club items. Okay. So that's pretty dope. If you didn't get a chance to, I guess, get into any of that from the Fallout 4 games. Fallout 4 was a good game. It was a good Fallout game, and it's their latest iteration, and everybody's waiting on the next Fallout. But guys, they're working on other shit. That Fallout game will probably not come out until, I'm guessing, maybe 2030. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being honest, probably before it's even mentioned, like, hey, we're working on it. We're getting close. So we might not see that Fallout game 3032 or some shit like that. Something crazy. I mean, that's another thing. That's a whole nother conversation when we're talking about games and development cycles, which is, it's a nightmare. And these are usually studios with hundreds of people, under their belt. So imagine that, having 400 or 500 people working on a game, which is still going to take you 5, 6, 7 years to make. Right? Because of the complexity of all this hardware, it's getting out of hand. Right? That's why I say we're hitting this bottleneck, time frame where the graphics can only get so pretty now. And now everybody's just focused on, hey, at least 60 frames per second and, anti-aliasing and all that bullshit that really most gamers don't care about. Okay. Or don't even notice, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. Also, they announced a Switch 2 edition coming in 2026. And Fallout 76 expansion, Burning Springs, that's coming in December. What everybody was bitching about was, I can't even lie, I actually want this as well. But a lot of people were hoping to get a remake of either Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is my favorite Fallout game of all time. Love that game. A lot of people love Fallout 3 as well. So they're probably going to do this because, like I said, Fallout 5 is nowhere in sight. Fallout 4 is the only one we have. Fallout 5 probably won't come out for years to come, guys. Probably 7 to 10 years, something like that. Something crazy. Okay. So just don't get your hopes up on Fallout 5. But between now and then, we should definitely get some remakes or remasters of those two Fallout games, right? I really hope we do. I would love to see that. And that's what fans were hoping we were going to get, because, you're thinking Fallout Day, this is only once a year. We're going to get something, breathtaking. And then they just dropped this. And then they dropped some shit for their mobile game. I forgot what it was, Fallout Shelter or something like that. But you know what I mean? Like, no real news, guys. No real news. This is not anything that represents what should be announced on a day like Fallout Day, in my opinion. And so that's what you got. But anyway, I mean, that's the Fallout news. People were excited and they didn't get what they wanted. And that's just how it goes sometimes, guys. We've all been here when it comes to gaming, wanting something, expecting something and not getting it. And sometimes being very pleasantly surprised by a lot of things as well. So, just sometimes it falls your side. Sometimes it just doesn't. That's just how it goes. But it is what it is. Let's get into this Halo. Definitely want to talk about Halo. This is kind of like the elephant in the room of this episode, in my opinion. Halo Campaign Evolved, which most people already making memes about the name. They can't stand the name, right? Why call it that? Call it someone else. But anyway, the first one was called, I think, Combat Evolved, the very first Halo game back in 2001. Okay. Everybody's calling this the death of Xbox, the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, right? Because this game, this Halo Campaign Evolved, is basically a remake of the very first Halo game. You're going to have 3 missions that took place before all the events, in Halo. So a lot of people are excited about that. This is going to be Unreal Engine 5. So I've already seen videos of comparing like the first Halo with this one, and it's definitely night and day. It's definitely night and day. And also, this is the first Halo coming to PS5, and anything else Halo wise that they make, it's coming out multi-platform. So that's why people say, hey, this is finally the end. Finally, when Xbox is really officially gone third party. And then also people are talking about Fable and all these other games that are also going to be probably coming multi-platform too. So yeah. And then, a lot of people will be incentivized to either get Game Pass, or if you have it, hey, you get some of these day one, which is probably a good deal if you still are hanging in there with Game Pass like me, because my son has it and he likes it. So I'm hanging in there so far for now. I mean, all in all, I've seen some gameplay, some early gameplay. This game is not coming out until I want to say 2026, and they have some gameplay. The one thing, it looks beautiful. I'll give it that. The one caveat I have with it, and my only gripe really so far, is I guess when you're changing the clips in the gun. I think they're still like I said, they're still working on this stuff. They didn't even give us a time zone in 2026. It just says 2026. So we don't know first quarter, second. We don't know. So I know they're close because they gave us extensive gameplay on how some of the stuff works. And then the Warthog, the vehicle, I've heard people who've touched it and said that there's going to be some getting used to on how that runs. Okay. How that is controlled. But other than that, I mean, that's it before I basically divulge this last piece of information to you guys. This last couple of pieces. It's going to be co-op and cross-play up to 4 players. You got Halo, your boy has it. Cool. You can cross-play and we can play the campaign mode. You got to go back to where they say the name of the game, which is Halo Campaign Evolved. Okay. And the reason why they're calling it that is because there's no competitive multiplayer. Yes, I said it. There's no competitive multiplayer on here. Here's where shit gets dicey, because people are shook. People are scrambling. A lot of people are saying, fuck it. They're upset. They're mad because this is missing. This is really the prime piece to the puzzle that everybody is really wanting. Now, all Halo fans are going to a lot of fans are going to play this. They're still going to play it because the campaign was good. If you guys remember going back to Halo, it was a very good campaign. But if you want more, you're not going to get that. Okay. This is not coming out with multiplayer. Now, everybody starts talking about the price and speculating on that. These guys are going to charge $70. I'm telling you right now, mark my words, guys. This is a $70 game. They're going to charge $70. Now I hear people saying, oh, it should be 40 or 50. Yeah, that's what it should be, but it's not what it's going to be. And they're going to charge $70 for this because they're going to piggyback off of the name Halo. It's going to multi-platforms, and if you know the history of Xbox games going to PlayStation, they've made millions on PlayStation. Okay. Switching over to Forza, you have Motorsport. What is it? Forza. All of these games has made millions over on PlayStation side. Okay. Indiana Jones, games like that have moved over to PlayStation and they won. Okay. So they're going to try to tax that ass. All right. Now, me personally, I'm not going to be buying this day one. I'm not paying $70 for this. Now, when it goes on sale, eventually on a Black Friday or some shit like that, I will pick it up. I will definitely pick it up for the PS5. But I'm not buying it day one, especially with no multiplayer and stuff. I think that's a little too much for me personally. Okay. And I can't remember how long the campaign was on the first game, but I gotta do some more research. And depending on how long the campaign is, that's also gonna tell me a little bit more that I might need to figure out the rest of this. But here's what I wanted to say about this though, because I think there is a possibility, and I've heard whispers in the wind of people talking and saying this, that they're holding off on the multiplayer, that they actually plan on adding that in a future update. Okay. When everybody buys it, because then they'll have it on Game Pass. Then they'll have all the PlayStation players, PC players will have it in hand. And then they say, boom, do the campaign. And then guess what? We got something for you. We finally went ahead and you're going to be able to play this multiplayer. We're going to have a multiplayer mode for it. So I don't know if that's going to happen. It could go either way. It could go either way. And a lot of people say that the reason why they're not giving a multiplayer mode on here is because Microsoft is trying to cut corners. Okay. They just want to sell the game. They just want to resell the IP. They just want to pimp out the name and, put Master Chief out there on the stroll somewhere. Flip him a few times, don't forget that Parquet. Don't forget that Country Crock, Blue Bonnet, whatever your favorite brand of butter is. Hey, bring it with you. Go to that hotel room and, do strange things to Master Chief and to the night. So I think there's arguments for both sides. They could double dip. They could say, okay, yeah, we're going to seize all the money we can get. And then, hey, if it makes sense, let's go ahead and green light this multiplayer, but if they do green light that, two things, they'd have to pay to support it, which, anytime people have online multiplayer, anything, you have to keep those servers up. Those things cost money. They're not free. So you're going to have to figure out a way to monetize that. Okay. So my thing is, how is Microsoft planning on monetizing this? Because think about it. They are, guys. We're in a new era. That was 2001 when the first Halo came out. Okay. Monetization wasn't really a thing. It was just, hey, we're going to make games that people care about, people love, and we're going to just let them have fun. That's what it used to be. Right. And that's what most of us loved about it. And see, I'm old enough to know I've been able to see both sides. I've been able to watch all this shit transition to what it used to be to what it is now. And it's a sad sight, to be honest. That's why a lot of us guys are still holding on to the past as far as, retro consoles and things of that nature, because a lot of those games are very special to us still, and we can play them whenever we want. They can't monetize it anymore. Okay. If I want to play, WWF No Mercy on my Nintendo 64, I can play it and I don't have to worry about anyone coming and asking me to pay, $9.99 for a DLC pack, for one hairpiece, just so I can go create this one character that I've been trying to create that somebody uploaded. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, those who play the 2K games, the wrestling 2K games, you know what I'm saying. But shit like that, everything has got to be monetized, right? And so be prepared for something to be monetized if they bring that back. If they bring it back. If they don't, then, hey, they were trying to save more money anyway. So, but I think, moving forward, though, you're going to see every Halo game here on after that come to the PlayStation 5 and beyond. You're going to probably see the Master Chief Collection and all that. All these things. I think the Master Chief Collection, is that out for the 5 yet? If it is, if it's not, it will be. I can't remember. I haven't been keeping up with all of this shit, but pretty much, guys, now we're all in an ecosystem together. We're pretty much in an ecosystem together. I've watched Xbox YouTubers. I was looking at one guy last night. I was doing my walking to the park late at night. And I saw this guy's video, and he was an Xbox fan, Xbox channel. And he was talking about how he sold his Xbox like 3 months ago. And because, I think he said he sold it. Something triggered him to finally say, I'm selling it. But anyway, he said, I got a PlayStation, and now the PlayStation games, I just rather go with that because they still have exclusives, and everything on Xbox is coming to PlayStation. So, and then he said that he had an Xbox. He still kept his Xbox One because he could play all his Xbox 360 games backwards compatible. Technically, not all of them. Okay. Now, I don't know. I could be wrong about the Xbox One, but I don't think I am. I'm only saying that because my son wants an Xbox 360 this Christmas because he has games, I think which Prototype will not play on the Xbox Series X. Neither will Naruto Broken Bond. Okay, a game I'm definitely going to be picking up. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys on that. I mean, it's a very slippery slope. I will say that. It's an extremely slippery slope. And they could go with any direction, man. Microsoft is still going to make money hand over fist. They're going to find a way to pimp out, their IPs. They already have been, and they're going to continue to do it. Nintendo is right there. Nintendo's lying in the back of the line with wads of money in both hands and warm butter in his back pocket. And he's asking for, a certain name, some chains and some whips. They're about to get busy on some of these IPs. Okay. And Xbox is going to be happy to pimp them out. So just get ready for all of this. Just get ready for all these IPs to just be everywhere with Microsoft. And that's just what it is now. So to have an Xbox system now is just to have a gaming console that is limited to certain games now. Okay. So it's just like, okay, yeah, you have all these games, and you have Game Pass. Cool. That's the only saving grace. Other than that, I mean, the exclusives like from PlayStation or whatever, or you're just not getting that. Nintendo, you're not getting that. Oh, guys. I mean, that's just where we're at now. And nothing ever stays the same. Nothing ever stays the same. Nintendo is like that cockroach that could live through an atomic bomb. They'll still be there crawling around. That's how I see it. They have never deviated from their plans, the good ones or the ones that are not good. Because Nintendo is definitely guilty of a lot of fuckery as well. But they have not changed. And apparently, it's still working for them. But Microsoft is one of the dumbest companies. Well, I'm not going to say Microsoft because they're making money. I'm going to say certain people in Microsoft are some of the dumbest idiots. Whoever's in charge of, let's say, just the Xbox game division, they're some of the dumbest people I've ever known in my life, I've ever seen. Only because of all the money that they had to play with, and they have absolutely nothing to show for it, for their brand. Okay. Yes, they've pimped their IPs out to other consoles and other competitors now. But as far as just them, they had the money. They had the money, guys. They had the money to separate themselves and create their own ecosystem if that's what they really wanted. But they just didn't. Give anybody else that money. Give any other company. Give Sony that amount of money. Give Nintendo that amount of money. I guarantee you, they would separate themselves. I guarantee you, with titles. I promise you, but they're technically kind of doing that now, especially Nintendo. Sony has slowed its roll since the PlayStation 4 days, but I don't know, man. I hope this new Xbox system does come out in essence, even though I don't think it's going to really help. I just want somebody to keep Sony on their toes. Nintendo, they don't care about Nintendo because Nintendo's always kind of separate. They've always done their own thing. They're cut from a different cloth. It's like apples and oranges. But Xbox was in that same realm with Sony, and that was the only company that could actually keep them on their toes. Oh, okay, you're trying to make this. Oh, well, we're going to come with that. Sony doesn't need to do that anymore. So now they're just making exclusives and taking their time, and they're basically bird feeding us exclusives now, and that's just where we're at. And that's what happens when you become the king of the hill. You don't have anything to fear. You have no one to worry about. So now the fans become secondary, and I hope that is not where we continue to dwell, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's your Halo news right there. Anyway, let's move on down and let's talk a little bit about Ninja Gaiden 4. I've been playing it, guys. It is definitely a great game. I heard something that wasn't necessarily, a lot of fans weren't crazy about. The character Ryu in the game, which is the main protagonist in the series. Once you play with him, he only has a sword. And if you've played any other Ninja Gaiden games before, you know that he's synonymous with playing with multiple weapons. He has a huge arsenal of weapons with different movesets, and he doesn't have them on this. They're focused on this character more so in the game than him. So a lot of people are kind of aren't happy with that, but I'm cool. I mean, I'm cool with rocking the katana with Ryu. I'm perfectly fine with that in this game, and it's all good. I'm waiting to get to him. Right now, I'm stuck on my first boss. I didn't have a lot of time to play, but I played enough to get to the first boss, and he basically pulled out a nice tub of warm butter on me. And I'll probably try to tackle that here in the next couple of days. I have a couple of days off. Besides me making videos and working on this channel, I've been extensively working on this channel. I've been almost borderline obsessed with this damn channel, guys, trying to get to 100 subs before Halloween, which I think I'm at 83, 84 subs now. So I'm close. I mean, I could still pull it out. I could still pull it off, guys. So if I don't, it'll probably be not too far after. But yeah, that's the goal. I just try to give myself little milestones, try to get that first 100. They say the first 100 and that first 1,000 are two of the hardest milestones when you start a YouTube channel. So looks like I'm about to conquer the first one. And then we're off to the races for the second one. But yeah, man, I've been uploading like crazy. I've got all kind of videos, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please go do so. All my long-term listeners, you got to be subscribed. If you're listening to this, you must subscribe to the channel. So I got all kind of videos talking about Microsoft, talking about PlayStation. I got stuff coming up on Ubisoft. I got stuff coming. Okay. Mad shit coming. I got gameplay. Arc Raiders coming soon. Definitely going to dive into that. It's going to be crazy. Where Winds Meet. I'm going in there as well. So these are two games that I'm really going to be pushing some content on, guys. So get ready for that. Hopefully I meet some of you guys out there in both games. You know, hopefully we cross paths somewhere. But anyway, subscribe to the channel. But Ninja Gaiden 4 is cool. I hope to beat it eventually because also coming up in a couple of days, we have Outer Worlds 2 that is going to be dropping. Now, a lot of you guys have already been playing it because if you bought, I guess you pre-ordered it and pay for it early, you get like, I think 72 hours early access, which companies are still doing that. So I'm waiting for it to come to Game Pass, of course, like a smart little boy. And then I will take a gander at it. Cause I did try the first one, beat the first one, and it was overrated. The first one was overrated in my opinion. It was just an okay game for me. And a lot of people felt that way. Now, from what I've been hearing on the second one, it has basically upgraded on a lot of these things. I heard it looks very good. I've seen clips and I've heard people talking about it. And from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. One thing I really loved about this second one is that it now gives you third person and not just a regular ordinary third person. You can do that, but you can also zoom out even further. So there's different, I guess, modes in third person that you can play as. So, which is cool. Like, I'm looking forward to that. I'm a third person guy. If I can play third person, guys, that's the one I'm going to choose first. All right. Will I play first person? Yes, there's games that I do love that are first person, but they're far and in between. If I had a choice, it's always third person. So giving us that option is definitely a super plus in my book. They said also your choices really, really, really matter in this game, so much so that you cannot respec your character. So whatever you choose is what it will be for that playthrough. And it encourages you to go and do multiple playthroughs. So we'll see how good it is, man. I don't know. They said it was like a cynical Fallout. Somebody described it as a very cynical Fallout game. So we'll see how that transpires. We'll see what it looks like. It's coming out very soon on the 29th. So yeah, man, the reviews are out too. They're pretty good. 85 on average out of 100. So that's a solid ass game right there. So, I mean, it's safe to say I have so much shit to play, so many things to play. I have Ninja Gaiden 4. I have Outer Worlds 2. Okay. Those are just Game Pass. What else? There is of course I'm still playing Ghost, still trying to get past that and finish that up. And then Arc Raiders is coming out. And then after Arc Raiders, a couple weeks after Arc Raiders, you got Where Winds Meet. And I plan on going crazy in that game because that game, oh my God, it's going to be unreal. Okay. Farming, making a family, building an empire, starting a gang, a clan. I mean, all of these things while you're in the midst of hunting to become a better fighter, searching for, mystic arts and all this other shit. Like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. They're definitely going to get some money out of me. Cosmetic stuff. I'm probably going to see something like, it's free. So I don't mind spending a 20 on this game, $10 or $20 on something I really like for my said character in the looks department. I'm still having a big problem trying to decide if I want a male or a female I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know yet. I'm leaning towards female with this game because usually they have more options and stuff like that. So we shall see. But I kind of want a family as well. So I kind of want to have a wife at the crib and, so I don't know, man. I can do 2 characters. I mean, I can do 2 different characters. I think I might do that. This might be one of those games where I have 2 characters. So, and with 2 different builds, of course. So looking forward to this game. I am really looking forward to it. I have never looked forward to an MMO like this. And so it's cool because it saves you money. It doesn't really cost. And you can sink hours upon hours upon hours into something like this. So very therapeutic for me. Of course, Arc Raiders, man. Feels like you're just always in the dark zone. If you haven't played the Division, you don't know what I'm saying. But all my Division players out there rejoice because this is one for us. And we're still waiting for the Division 3, which will eventually come out. But until then, Arc Raiders is here. And yes, the devs have spoken. They said that there's a lot of stuff still yet to be seen as far as weapons and everything like that. Of course, they didn't put everything in this beta that just took place. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the full game. I'm looking forward to warm butter out there in those Arc Raiders streets. Okay. So stay tuned to that as well. Going to have plenty of Arc Raiders content for you guys as well on the channel. So that's going to do it for the show. I want to thank everybody for coming out, downloading, streaming, listening to the show, guys. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the family. I hope you guys come back next week and the week after and so on. And guys, we do this every Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. Also, for the last time, if you have not subscribed, go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Random Gameplay Pimpin. The podcast is uploaded every Wednesday over there. Okay. Just for your information. So if you want to get it early, you download it, you listen to all your streaming services. It's there on Monday. And if you're on YouTube platform and you're looking for it and you can't see it, you can't find it, that's because it comes out on Wednesdays there. So with that being said, now let me tell you that I love you guys dearly and I will see you guys next week. This is your boy Studio MacGyver and you have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.